What's going on, everybody? Pro-Verbs back here with another one. And as you can see in the title, health is wealth. That's right. Health is wealth. Listen, we have to be very, very careful of what we put in our body. In this time and age, there's a lot of artificial things in foods and stuff like that. But you got to be very selective. You got to be very selective of what you eat and how you're living in life. Consuming a lot of junk food and so forth is not going to be very productive for you in your life later on in life. Your body will break down. It will break down eventually. You have a whole lot of problems later on in life. This is real talk. Real talk. I've spoken with quite a few individuals and they dealing with a lot of illnesses. They're always back and forth to the hospital because of how they were living, whether it be whatever they consuming, a lot of junk food, a lot of processed foods and so forth, and either smoking or they were chronic alcoholic drinkers. These things will break down your body over time. Yeah, you may be young and you may be eating a lot of junk food, fast food, processed food, and so forth, and you may feel fine for a while. But trust and believe, after a while of years and years and years of doing that, your body is slowly deteriorating. And then the issues will come later on in life when you reach a certain age. And especially if you don't exercise and stuff like that, you know, you will feel very lethargic. You don't exercise, you're going to be very lethargic. You're going to be lazy. You're going to be in a bad mood, you know, and it all contributes to how you're living, what you're eating. You know, you got to get your fruits, you got to get your vegetables. One thing I have done lately, because I remember I was very intentional about it, very, very intentional. I started noticing my belly started getting a little bigger. And I'm like, damn, I'm looking kind of pregnant right now. Like, yo, I'm like, sheesh. I'm like 4 or 5 months pregnant. I'm like, I'm about to be due any time now. I'm like, nah, man. And when I at that moment, I'm like, nah, I gotta do something about it. I gotta do something about it. And I was very intentional. I started working out more. I started eating right more. Not saying that I never had a few junk here and there. You know, sometimes that's all I could access at the time. So, but my preference was to eat healthy still. But I'll have junk here and there, whatever, but not be overly consumed with it. So I'm more so eat healthy. And then I start exercising, doing all of this. I didn't I didn't see it start shedding right away, you know. It took a while, but the thing is, I was very intentional. I was consistent. I was persistent. Some mornings I look like, damn, when is this stubborn belly fat gonna go away? Start slapping it. I'm like, yo. I'm like, but I ain't let that discourage me. I ain't let that discourage me. I started doing research. I started listening to different people in the health industry and people who are gym rats. They work out a lot. And honestly, it motivated me to keep going. I had to watch these things to keep me motivated, because if I never was watching their results or what they came from before, I probably would have been discouraged. But the fact is, I knew the reason why I was going in that journey. And I wanted to accomplish that. I wanted to look in my best physical shape ever. And not only look it, but also feel it. Because honestly, there's certain mornings it's like I get up and I'm like, man, I just don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. But I force myself up because, I got to take care of myself. I got to do what I got to do. I got to work. A man that don't work doesn't eat. So anyway, I was just persistent. I continue doing it, continue to do it. Eventually, I started seeing it shed off little by little, little by little. That motivated me even more. I said, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. So the reason why that I had to do it, and you got to find yourself a reason why. Reason why. One, I didn't feel good about myself. I really didn't. I mean, I'm I'm a very optimistic person. I like to be happy and so forth. But I just wasn't content in the condition of my body. One, I didn't like how it was looking, and two, I wasn't feeling 100% all the time. Sometimes I felt very lethargic. Sometimes I just felt like not doing anything. I'm just like, I'm out of it. So those things had to change. So I did what I had to do. I did what I had to do. And just hearing so many stories of what happened to people who doesn't eat right, doesn't exercise, they have all these complications later on in life. As I say, it may not affect you right away. As a child, we eat a lot of junk food. We consume a lot of junk food. And it may not do nothing to us at that point. Me, it never really affected like that. But I remember there was a time where I was very thin, right? I was very thin and I hated it. And I just wanted to, like, bulk up. I need to bulk up. But what I was doing to try to bulk up, it was really counterproductive for me because I'm going to tell you how it affected me. What I did was I ate a lot. And eating a lot is not a bad thing, but it's what you eat that makes the difference. I ate a lot of bread. I'm like, I know this is thing that makes you put on some weight. So I'm eating a lot of bread every day, trying to do what I can do to put on that weight. I did put on some weight, but guess what? There's some mornings I wake up, had a chest pain. I'm like, what the? Just get up to use the bathroom. I'm having chest pain. I'm like, yo, that was a horrible feeling. Some days it's like I'm out of breath. And it's not like I was fat or anything like that. I did put on some weight, but I wasn't fat. But the thing is, the thing that I was consuming, it really was clogging up the arteries in some way. Because it's like, yo, why am I breathing so hard? Everybody have different body structure or whatever. Some people easier for them to gain weight than others. But in my case, I did put on some weight, but it was really messing with my breathing, and I had chest problems at the time. So I didn't know what was going on, but I eased up and I said, you know what? I listened to like different health people, health personnels, doctors, and health gurus, you name it. And I was like, all right, there has to be a change. But every now and then, you know, I go back and forth. But at this point in my life, especially since this year, I said, you know what? I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to do what it takes. Because when I see other individuals with a nice physique, pause, but it's like that encouraged me. I'm like, yo, that's how I want my body to be. I want to be that strong, and that is what motivated me, encouraged me to go that health route and be very consistent with it. Very consistent. So I've been working out at least what, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. I've been eating right, feeling good, have a lot of energy. So I encourage everybody to really consider the journey that you're on when it comes to food and also to work out. Listen, when you put the right things in your body and you work out and all of that, it will put you in a better frame of mind. I'm telling you, it definitely will put you in a better frame of mind, because when you're not eating right, you're not working out or anything like that, I'm telling you, it will put you in a very lethargic mood, lazy. You can be very grumpy, angry. I've been there already. I've been there where it's like, yo, I just don't feel like doing nothing. I don't want nobody to bother me. It may sound in my voice, but I always try my best to be pleasant still, but people can sense it. So I just encourage you to go that path, because you don't want to have complications later on in life. I'm telling you, I've heard so many stories, so many stories. A lot of elderly people will say, hey, don't get old. Don't get old. But yet, you have individuals who are 60 plus and they're in the best shape of their life physically, and they feeling good. Why? It's because of what they eat and they work out. I'm telling you, when you get to an elderly age, you don't want to have aches and pains. You don't want to be going back and forth to the hospitals. You don't want to be taking different medications. And the thing is, listen, medications. You may take a medication to combat one thing, but then that same medication may have a side effect, and you may need to take another medication to combat that new thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you may say, can I afford to go this healthy route? Can I afford it? But the thing is that you really need to ask yourself, can I afford not to? That's what you need to ask yourself. Because trust and believe, it's going to be very, very expensive when it comes to when you're having complications in your life, when you're having kidney issues, heart problems, liver problems, whatever. You know, you don't want to have these complications later on in life. You want to be able to enjoy your older years, not go back and forth to a hospital, not to go to dialysis. You know, so I encourage you right now, do it. Do that health journey. Start juicing. Eat your vegetables, eat your fruits, eat chicken that doesn't have no kind of added things in it. You got to eat right, eat healthy. Eat healthy. I'm telling you, you'll feel better about yourself. And it's not just a one-time thing, or you just do it for a short period of time. No, this is something that you got to do for the long haul. If you want to see some results by looking physically good and feeling physically good, you know. Um yeah, so that is my message. That is my message. You got to treat your health as a priority in your life, as a priority in your life, just like God has to be a top priority in your life. You know, pray every morning. Um, as I said, eat right. Sometimes you gotta fast. There's times you gotta fast, and take different vegetables, fruits, or whatever to be able to flush out your system. Sometimes you could take supplements. There's supplements as well that can flush out your system, flush out your colon and stuff like that, because you don't want to be backed up, because these are things that will affect you in the long run. So yeah, that's my message. Health is wealth. Hey, I hope this impacts you in some type of way, or encourage you to get going in that direction. All right. So this is Pro-Verbs tuning out. Hey, like and subscribe, share with somebody, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.